Hi, friends. So today we are going to talk about a pumpkin. It's almost Halloween, and on Halloween, we take pumpkins. I've got a pumpkin right here, and people carve a face in it, and that's called a jack-o'-lantern. But before we carve this pumpkin, I wanted us to talk about the different parts of the pumpkin. So to start with, a pumpkin is usually orange, and this part right here is called the skin. It has skin just like we have skin that covers our body. Okay, so the pumpkin has skin. Like I said, it's usually orange. And then this right here, you see that part? This right here is the stem, and this, see, is where it was cut. The stem was cut off of the vine that it grows on. Don't know if you guys remember, last year we planted pumpkin seeds. So I'm wondering if this pumpkin is going to have seeds inside. We'll have to look in a minute, but there's more parts to look at. I don't know if you can tell, but the skin on this pumpkin has ribs on it. See these lines? And that probably had to do with the way the pumpkin grew on the vine. Now, look at the bottom here. See that circle right there? The circle? Well, this is where it was attached to the flower. So the pumpkin, before it became a pumpkin, was a flower. And the flower dried up, and then it was no longer attached to it. So this is kind of like our belly button. So this is a little scar that was left that at one point was the flower. So I think that's kind of cool, don't you think? So it was attached to the vine here and to the flower blossom there. Now, some of you guys might remember last year when we planted our pumpkin had leaves and it had flowers. And we never actually got a pumpkin out of it, but we did have the flowers. And the flowers were not orange like this. They were yellow. So now I'm wondering, what is on the inside of our pumpkin? So I'm going to cut around the top and we'll look inside our pumpkin. Friends, so I've just cut all around our pumpkin to get to, oh my goodness, all the stuff that is inside the pumpkin. That was funny. That was my dog sneezing. So let's look at all the different parts on the inside. So we've got this part right here, which is the pulp. See that part right there? It's kind of thick. It's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. And then look, we have seeds. You know what? I'll pull these seeds out, and I've got a paper towel right here I can lay them on. So I'll take these seeds out and we can maybe do something with those seeds. It would be great to plant them, but there's a lot of them. We don't need that many pumpkin plants. So we could plant one day, and we could also maybe send some home to you guys, and we could count out our number of the day or of the week for seeds. Okay, so we've got the pulp. And then look right here, we have these little kind of fibrous strands. So the pulp and the seed and the fibrous strands. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like inside the pumpkin. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. So before we turn the pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern face, we have to clean out all of the stuff on the inside. Now, how do you think this feels? Do you think all of this stuff feels soft or hard or sticky or gooey? Let's see. It's a little bit slimy, and it's very soft. This part right here, it feels wet, and it's hard. Okay? So this feels like the outside of the pumpkin, and that's what you have to cut all the way through to be able to get to the inside, to the fibrous strands and the seeds. All right, so I'm going to clean it out and then cut a face in it. So that'll be pretty cool. I'll show you what it looks like with the face in it in just a minute. Wow, friends, look at all of these pumpkin seeds that came out of that pumpkin. I'm going to have to clean them still, but I'll clean them. And there were even more in there. I didn't even catch them all. I'll clean them and I'll send some home to you guys to do some counting with and some different math things. Oh, we could maybe even make a P, because pumpkin starts with P, out of our pumpkin seeds. There's lots of things you could do with those. And then I'll keep a few for counting. Okay, so I did a very quick job of cleaning out our pumpkin. So it's mostly clean in there now. So we are ready to make a face in our jack-o'-lantern. Turn him into a jack-o'-lantern in our pumpkin so that he can be a jack-o'-lantern. So I thought I would do some, I don't know, triangle eyes. I'm still finding pumpkin seeds. So let's see now. You know what? You should not be using a knife like this. This is something for moms or dads. So, but, ooh, that's why we got to have a parent to help with this. If we were doing this in the classroom, I would have you guys tell me what kind of shape you want for the eyes. Oh, there's a triangle. Okay. And we will watch, I've got an expert pumpkin carver that we will watch in a little bit. But you get the idea. I'm just going to do a really quick one for you. Okay. And I'll pick that up in a second. So there are his two triangle eyes. How about, let's do maybe a little crescent nose. That's like a moon that's not a full moon. It's just a, like, well, you know what? With this knife, we might just be doing the way this knife is, we're just going to do a bigger triangle nose. A wider one, anyway. I do not have great pumpkin carving tools. There we go. There's a little nose. So 2 eyes and a tiny little nose. And then let's give him a smile. I think we should have a happy pumpkin. He can be a little scary, but, you know, when we put the light in him and it's dark outside, and that is the whole reason that people started carving pumpkins and giving them a face, was to make them look a little bit scary. Give him a tooth. Oh, maybe we should give him a couple of teeth. What do you think? 2 teeth? We'll give him 2 teeth. Oh my goodness. All right. Now my son and his friends carved a pumpkin. They carved 3, and they made one have a skeleton in the middle, and one had a pumpkin in the middle, and one I thought was a black cat, but I don't know what it was. He said it wasn't a black cat. So I'm going to lay my pumpkin like this because it'll be easier for me to get to it that way. And almost got this mouth out for you guys. Then you will have our jack-o'-lantern. Now we're going to do a couple more things for steam though. This is not all today. We've got a lot of steam ideas and fun steam things that we're going to do. We're in just a minute going to make something for 5 little pumpkins to sit on a gate. All right, let's see if I can get this mouth to come out. So we've got 2 eyes and a nose, and there's part of his mouth. Let's get the other part. I might have to cut this just a little bit more. And still a little bit more. A little bit. There we go. All right, there's our pumpkin. And then we can put the stem, kind of like his hat, put it back on. So now he is a jack-o'-lantern. And if we put a light in him, oh, how scary. Super scary.